The next thing we're going to talk about very briefly is the target company list. Now, think of it as a prospect list, okay? In other words, you've pre-qualified your prospects. Anybody who's ever been in sales knows that you don't just go randomly knocking on doors. You're supposed to have pre-qualified prospects. Go only after the companies that may actually have a need for your services or your product. So you have to do your research, just like in any other kind of sales. So what we do here is we target companies that we know need people like us. They have a track record of hiring people like us. They have a product or a service that needs what we offer. The bottom line is that it's a qualified prospect. So don't just go randomly applying at companies that you think might have openings. Instead, zero in on the companies that you know already have a need for people like you. This sounds pretty obvious, right? But 99% of people don't do it.
They don't.
No. What most people do is they say, oh, I wonder who's hiring. I'm just going to go looking for openings and try to fit my square peg into their round hole. That's not a good approach. The better approach is to say, who really needs people just like me? And I'm going to go after them, and I'm going to tell them why I can really help them, and then I may actually hire them as my employer. Okay? So that's a different way of thinking. You know your criteria, you know what you're looking for, and you're only going after the pre-qualified prospects, which in this case are called your target companies. By definition, you would love to work at any of these companies. You've already vetted them. You've already researched them, looked into them, considered them. You know that it's a good match in terms of size, in terms of niche, in terms of reputation, quality, location. Did I say that already? The bottom line is you've already pre-approved these. So by definition, if we can get you a good job at any one of these companies, you're fine, you're golden, you're ready to go. It's not a list of every company in the world. It's a very specific list of only the companies that you most want to work for. You are in charge. You've already selected the companies that you might want to hire as your employer. That's what this list is for. You'll notice there's a finite number here. It's generally between 35 and 50 companies on your target list. Now, there's two reasons we do this. One is to get your thinking and your strategy really, really clear. To focus you on going after only your target companies and not wasting a lot of time randomly going after all kinds of other companies that are not pre-qualified. The other purpose of this sheet is that you're going to use it at networking meetings.
Yes.
You're going to hand it to the other person and say, these are the companies I have identified. And you're going to talk about it. Here's how I came up with the categories. Here's how I came up with the company names. And then we're going to go through every one of these companies with the other person and ask them questions like, are you familiar with this company? Have you ever worked at this company? Have you ever done business with this company? Do you know anyone who works there currently or has worked there in the past? If they say yes, would you be willing to make an introduction for me to that person? So this is a way to sort of pull them out information about the people they might know at these companies and get introductions or referrals. And you do it for the second company, you do it for the third company, you do it for the fourth company. Compare that to walking into a networking meeting and saying, hey, I'm looking for a job. You know anybody who's hiring? You know any jobs I can apply for? You sound like a moron when you say that. But when, no, seriously, but when you are pre-prepared and you're ready and you have your prospect list and you can, they go, wow, you are really organized. You really have put some time and thought into this. You actually have a system that you're following. What a revelation.